Alright, I was playing a little bit of Ultima 4 on the Sega Master System recently, and it's interesting to look at. Made me want to fire up Phantasie, this old game that I grew up playing. I never played the Ultima games, so it's interesting to compare this one. It's got like a party-based combat system. Love this logo. I think that's really cool. Um, and you go out adventuring. It's pretty D&D sort of inspired in terms of its rules. The story's kind of cool, but also sort of a little bit naff in other ways. But let's start this turn in Pelnor with a fresh guise. Now, this is the old fantastic CGA graphics, the color graphics adapter, as it was known before the extended graphics adapter. Four colors. It sort of had two palettes, so it had this pretty garish pink and blue, but on other screens you'll see that there's sort of a yellow and a red sort of palette. So let's go like this. We go new member. Oh, and if you sort of go to just add people to your party, it doesn't. It's like nah, there's no one here. So we'll go new member. Now I like to do things like this. I'd go like a dwarf fighter, and you'd go, oh, his stats aren't very good. Let's purge them and get rid of them. Let's just roll again. Oh, yep, that's pretty good across the board. So we'd call him Dwighter, dwarf fighter, because he's sort of hard to tell them apart just in the name list unless you've kind of remember who they are. Let's go an elf wizard. That's a bit weak, so let's go elf wizard, elf wizard, elf wizard, elf wizard. So this guy's got intelligence 13. You want the intelligence for the wizard. Pretty weak other stats though, so let's just try to get... I'm thinking at least if you've got some constitution, they'll last a bit longer. So let's keep rolling for a good... Okay, 19, constitution 6. Whoops. You'd get quite good at doing these like repeated actions as a kid. Let's go that. He's got some constitution and he's got high intelligence. So let's go Elphazard. We'll make someone else. Now you can go random and it might pick one of these at random, but it'll also pick from a few other random ones that you can't just get to if you're trying to make a manual character. So a random Minotaur, right? So let's go a fighter. He's not that good. Let's go random. So it's a goblin thief. Now what do you want as a thief? Dexterity. Get rid of him. Fighter. Lizard man. Fighter. I kind of like a lizard man, but his stats aren't very good. This guy is kind of cool. 21 dexterity, 16. His constitution's a bit weak. Let's keep rolling. So Minotaur fighter. Come on, mate. You should be stronger than that. This guy looks kind of cool. He's an orc. Let's keep him. Orcite. He's a fighter as well. New member. Let's go like a halfling thief. I think, as usual, there's kind of presupposed expectations about this sort of character. 19 dexterity is very weak though. We'll keep him for the sake of it. So he's the half-leaf. Let's go... We could probably get... I think like a human ranger is kind of like a... I think they're a sort of fighter with some magic. I can't quite remember now. He looks pretty good. Let's go ranger. That's a silly name, Humanger. Now that's much more sensible. So now you can add some members, and I think we've only got 5 here. So we can still make one more. Let's go another rando. Pixie fighter. Nah. Troll. Yeah, look at this guy. Troll buff. That'll be enough to remember his purpose in life. So now that they're full, it does let me see there's a few other characters here that sort of aren't available. They only become visible. They're these funny undead elemental characters that are just somehow hanging out at the guild. So anyway, we've done that. You can come back here for spells and training. So, you get your XP, you come back and you see if you've got enough to level up. It's all very sort of menu based here. Training, add members, drop members, so you can also purge and get rid of characters. You can inspect people, so these are my members, as well as these other funny elementals. So we can have a look at Elphazard. You basically get to see that creation stat screen, but you can also check out, okay, he's got Fire Flash 1, some not much equipment, robes and a shield though, and some potions, doesn't really have any, and you can have a look and go, you'll find, I guess, that this guy he's a fighter, so he's got a club already. The way that you distribute equipment is quite tricky, but once you get used to it, it's actually quite effective, but it's just one of those old funny quirky menus, which is a bit tricky when you first come across the game and you don't know what it's all about. You can talk to the Mystic, which is interesting. It's a little bit like talking to the Seer or something in Ultima, where they sort of give you they basically tell you a score. You are a novice adventurer. So we'll save it, and now we'll exit. So this is the beginning. Now, the Amiga version and the EGA, I don't know if there was an EGA version. The Amiga version's got kind of nicer graphics, but as a kid I thought this was kind of quite cool and compelling. Obviously it wasn't the best looking game out there, but once, a bit like Ultima, once you get moving around and you realize that there's like towns and signs and you can find new screens and there's encounters with surprising monsters, you know, you get pretty excited about it. So this is an inn, and we'll choose not to enter. This is a dungeon. Dungeons are pretty dangerous. So you can see we've switched palette here to this sort of red and green and yellow, which I actually think looks quite cool. So what's kind of cool about this, I did find when I was playing Ultima that the combat kind of felt pretty repetitive and a bit sort of, it was interesting, I guess, but this combat was actually quite cool in a way. You choose what to do here, and you can try to flee, you can try to greet as well. I can't quite remember what happens with like beg, mercy, threaten and greet. I think beg, mercy they might let you go, but they take some gold. You can have a look at your party. But if you go fight, you choose for each one that's awake. Sometimes they're caught by surprise and some of them are asleep and you're like, come on guys, wake up. You can choose what each one does. So by default they're parrying. You can see their hit points and their magic points. They're all pretty weak. You kind of want to just quickly do a fight and rush back to town. So we'll go, so you can pick these things. Thrust, I think, attacks the second rank of monsters back. Attack is the normal attack. Slash and lunge might actually go to the second rank. So we never had the manual as a kid, but I read it more recently and I'm like, okay, this actually, some of these spells and attacks and stuff make more sense when you can read what they do. Let's go attack, and you can kind of just go attack, attack, attack. It stays on the last thing you typed, so you selected. So I'm going to go Alphazard. Let's go cast Fire Flash, and I think Fire Flash might attack the topmost person in the like pyramid, like the one furthest back, who's often a leader. And there's one called Mind Blast, which kind of goes through and does a little bit of damage to everyone on the field. So we'll do that. We don't actually have a healer, do we? We didn't get a priest. So then you click fight. Now, I always like these little animations. And the sounds are quite cool. I don't know if they're coming through, unfortunately. We'll see. So you can keep fighting, or you might decide to flee. And I always found, you know, these fights would get quite tense because you start off and you guys aren't that strong. Yes, scum dies, so you all get your XP and your gold. So in a way, like, the funny thing about playing Ultima 4, at least the Master System version, is you don't get that much information about the XP that you've earned. I suppose Richard Garriott was maybe trying to obfuscate some of that stuff, maybe even more than the previous games. I'm not sure, I haven't played them, to make it more about you thinking about your actions and interacting with people or something. But it was kind of nice that you get a proper sort of report on what's happening here. Now you can get attacked on the roads and stuff, but let's try to head back in here. We'll go here and you get to decide how to split up your shares of XP and gold. So I think if one of your character dies and you have to make a new character and they're a bit lagging behind the others, you can sort of pile on more stuff for them, which is kind of an interesting mechanic. So we'll do that. We'll save. You can go back to the bank and withdraw money. You actually max out on the memory and it caps out at like 15,386 or whatever it is, and you start losing money if you got, just sort of overflows. Let's go training. So you can go, he needs 369 more experience. This guy needs 763. This guy needs this. This guy needs this. So they cannot be trained. We could see if Elphazard quickness. I can't remember what that does. So we'll go, okay, that's not really going to happen. We'll deposit our money again for what that's worth. And we'll head on out. So it's almost best to just kind of go like this, a little bit like doing the bunch of fights around the start of the Ultima 4 area. So let's go fight. So there, look, one guy's awake, the other guys are like, what are you doing, guys? Snoozing. Now this guy might have a spell. Healing. Oh, okay, the ranger's got a heal. We'll go cast though. These guys are waking up. I believe the guy who made the game on Apple, can't remember his name now, said he sort of didn't like the graphics in this that much, but I think that's hilarious because I think the graphics are quite charming. Admittedly, I grew up with them, and the graphics on the Apple version look bordering on horrendous. So, but I guess he made them, so I can see why he liked the ones he made. Dead. May as well head back to town. You never know when you're going to die, so I'm just going to do that. You could get really quick at playing, especially on the PC. You're just arrow keying around the place. We've spotted some sleeping monsters. Now they're already starting to wake up, so you could get quite quick at doing this. Okay, he can. Oh, I did thrust, so you can choose which rank of monsters to attack. Now we should put Elphazard on cast, and how are their health going? Dwight is on 3, is that? It's not very good, is it? Sorry, he doesn't have any spells. Let's go to the ranger and cast healing on... Oh, he's only got 3 health. 5 of 6. Okay, they're all kind of maxed out anyway. Let's just do that and set him back to that. So yeah, when you get used to fighting, like it goes at this speed, but if you hold down enter, it, you power through it. So you could play the game really quickly in a way. Let's quickly check if we need to heal anyone. This guy got a bit hit. Be nice to level up Dwighter. Maybe I'll try to lump on more XP on him because he's like a bit of a little weakling. Let's do that. Yeah, he may or may not get a chance to cast heal depending on... Oh, we got ambushed right outside town. Now, why don't we... I don't really want to... Let's show party health. Ooh, I think I'd rather try to flee. The problem is, if it doesn't work, they just all attack you and you wish you'd fought. Yes! So I'm going to give Dwight a 3. Just see if we can bump him up. Now we need to go to the bank and withdraw the money, which is a bit annoying because even if you find you can't actually afford any healing, you've still had to do that process of... So let's go... Yes, 150 gold. Now sometimes it doesn't work. Okay, he trained. I think it depends on your intelligence or some factor as to whether you actually successfully train or not. Now, it might be nice to try to hit up a few of these guys. This guy doesn't... Who are the guys with... I'm going to go save. That makes you deposit your money again. Let's go... I wanted to inspect them all at once. Does this... Here we go. Just want to see that overview. But anyway, hit points 3 of 12. So he's gone up, but he needs to... Well, this might be a good chance to go back to town. I'll just save it in case something funny happens. So there's the armory and the inn. The armory is basically the shop. 0 cash, so he needs to go back to the... we do need to get our money out. there's so many things that I'm just sort of used to, but when you first play this game, they're like super friction of like, oh, how does it, why do I have to do that? You know, a bit stupid. Now, so what you can do is you're at the inn, they're resting, his magic increases. I guess it costs some money, although I don't actually ever, you don't get to see that amount. Now, if you go distribute, this is a funny, complicated screen that was a bit daunting at first, but you basically, you go through every item in your inventory one at a time and you have to say where it goes. And the numbers here show which party members, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, are able to use it. So there's no use in giving the club to person 2, because that's, unless you just want them to hold it. So you're kind of doing a thing. I think what it does is it sorts them by category and by power. So it goes through all the weapons from best to worst, then it goes through all the armor from best to worst, and you dish it out. So you're kind of just looking for who it works with. So here we're giving the club to someone, and it works for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I guess we'll go 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we've got an extra club here, and I don't think... Oh yeah, we can sell it. So in a way it's quite an efficient way of going, alright, back to town, let's sort everything out, distribute weapons, and the weapons, like Ultima 4 seems to have a system where you're kind of meant to have a specific weapon for a specific character, which seems a bit too overly prescriptive in a way to me. Maybe that's not true of how it works exactly. But in this case, I think there's a lot more crossover of, like, you know, fighter type of people can use the bashy weapons and, you know, blah, blah, blah. So this one I think will sell. We got 10 for it or something. So robes we want to give to everyone except 4. Okay, the thief can't wear the robes, and I guess, what are they, sort of magical or something? I don't really know. And then we got some shields, so they're also useless for character 4. So we may as well sell it. What, he can't use it, or you know, sell it? Huh. I think we got like nothing for it. Great, thank you. We'll save. So I guess what was cool about the game, in my opinion, was it was kind of the only game of this style we had, I guess. So it was exciting in that regard. Dwighter hears monsters. It was just cool finding the different creatures. You'd go into the dungeons are a little minimal looking, but they had sort of fixed story content in there, so they were kind of exciting for that reason. They had traps and descriptions of things that you'd find, and that's sort of a bit more where the story would progress. Let's fight this guy. Probably better off having the wizard like 6th in the group or something, so you can, you know, go attack, 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 and then deal with him last, instead of having to double back. Let's bash this guy. I'm kind of hoping we take him out, considering we've got 6v1. Dunzo. Now, we'll go here. We've got a bit of money, so why don't we go yes? Can't afford it. We'll head to the next screen. So this is a sign reads Pelnor 270 miles east, Pineville 30 miles north, the Connolly Inn 170 miles west. We'll go to the pool, and it says Dwighter is changed, Elphazard is changed. That was always exciting. Not totally sure what it does, can't remember. You are near a strange bubbling pool. So maybe we'll head in here, and excitingly, oh, now who's the one who needs the more juice? Alphazard could do with a boop up, probably. Excitingly, all the towns look exactly the same. So let's go bank. I don't think we've got enough to probably do much here, but we'll get that money back out again. We'll go to the guild, and we'll see if anyone... Nope, 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 nope. Afraid not. Now spells, he kind of is going to need to level up before he can do much. So we'll save. So it's probably better to... I'd say it's wise to So yeah, there's often a little bit of chance of like, do you attack or leave, and then you leave and there's a fight anyway, and this sort of thing. Let's get him to cast. Oh, they're doing a bit of damage. Can we head on in here? Oh dear. The mountains are quite dangerous and have tougher guys in them. Oh gee. We got some weak party members here. Come on, guys. I guess we want to go to the inn, and I don't think we'll bother distributing. There's not much point in doing this, probably. Oh, Orkite. Oh, these guys are so close. Oh, he can train. Good on you, Trolley. Now the problem is I should have gone to the inn after that, because I don't think he will have booped up his health to match his new max. But whatever. Let's go like this. Righto. Let's do it. Half leaf. Get into it, buddy. You're the only one awake, so we're relying on you. You're a beast, mate. Wakey, wakey. Oh, yeah. Now, who were the guys that were going to level up? Was it him? I don't remember. Let's go guild training. What the? Okay, we'll do him. Okay, luckily we had a bit of money. So these guys are all pretty equally not ready. So that's good. I don't think we've leveled up old Alphazard yet. What's he up to? 357. It'd be good to get him. Let's do this resting. Let's save. Now, those guys are going to be a bit tougher now, I would think. I'm going to go around the mountains this time. I wonder if dexterity makes them more likely to be awake. Come on, guys. Get your elbow into it. Weak. Can't afford it. I wonder if resting at the inn in town... Now, I don't want to really fight. These beetle things are quite strong from memory. Small cathedral. Let's head on in. So this is the glorious dungeon map, an elegant marble hallway. So you get a little bit more of a sense, the external map is kind of has more set dressing, but is pretty much just random encounters, which do differ by screen and stuff. But these ones, they look very plain, but you get a little bit more the hand of the author. So priest's room with little of value. Now, these little circles are often just representing a thing. A priest sitting here says, "Would you give a small offering?" Yes. He takes your money and says, "You must be clean to see the high priest." Mysterious. Now, does that mean you must be clean? What does that mean? You can press into the walls. I think there's some secret corridors and things. Priest's room of little value. A priest sitting here. The high priest does not speak to fools. Couldn't honestly tell you what half of that means, and I don't think I ever finished the game. Oh, and now we're being asked about a special item in the page of the manual. Now, I can't remember if this is cracked or not. I actually do have the manual, but I can't be bothered looking at it, so this could be the end of our little experience here. Let's go 1, 2. Oh, it's booted me out. Now, did that used to happen when we actually played as kids? Maybe it did. I can't quite remember. I know that obviously this old version I've got does that. Let's have a quick look again. So continue. So we're kind of back to where we were. Yeah, we've been to the pool, so that's not changing us anymore. We'll thrash this guy. So we might get done in again by the old manual question. Give a small offering. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. No doubt about it. Shush. No one can pick the lock, right? So we're sort of stumped there. That noise is nice, isn't it? A priest here says to you, welcome to the temple of the Gelnor priests. Use the teleporters to look around if you wish. Well, I don't mind if I do. Hey, what was that? One of our guys picked the lock or something. A priest sitting here says, we have very few secrets. Oh, but we have some secrets, don't we? Look at that. Oh, the party is moved. Now we're getting a bit crazy. So what's this? Oh, party is moved. Now what does that mean? Oh, we found another secret. So what's this? Oh wow, they really are teleporters, aren't they? To the south there is a large room with many coffins along the walls. I don't even remember this. Half-Leaf picks the lock. Good work, buddy. There is a coffin here. Leave it or open it. See, so this, it's a bit... Ooh. So, Magic 7. Now, I can't remember what Magic 7 means. Is that like a... can't remember. Now, these guys look a bit tough. Do we want to do this? I might see if I can flee. Now, what I'm tempted to do is... so that's interesting. These scrolls, now how do you look at those? They kind of tell the story. But where are they is one question. Can't quite remember how you... How do you read a scroll? Not sure how you read them actually. But anyway, they tell the story of the... They sort of have background lore and stuff. Uh-oh, see, we tried to flee, but it didn't work. No, I don't want to fight. Oops. This might be the end of us. Oh. Oh, there's no fleeing from these guys. Look at these badasses. apprentices. Apprentice devil, no less. Oh, a stunning blow. That was a nasty little noise, wasn't it? I say we fight to the death. Some of those noises are quite devastating. Psychic blows. Oh, and that was a noise and a little graphic you did not want to see. Not good. I'm holding down enter. We're fighting to the death. Now you could just keep fighting. I'm assuming one of us will be gone shortly. It's funny that you actually just can't really see your health on this screen, except for sort of between turns. It made it quite... So let's try to fleet. No, not working. And then you'd miss your turn. You spent all your effort running like cowards. Now this was interesting actually. So your party has been defeated. Now you'd rock up here. One of the coolest looking screens in the game. Who's this guy? His status is undead. And look, he looks like some interesting astronaut guy. He's brought back. He's brought back. Gone. Oh, 4 of us have come back. That's, I think, somewhat rare that we would have that many. So now we've appeared here in the woods. And in a way, I can't remember whether our stats are any better than they used to be or just the same. But we've got this sort of different appearance. Look at these guys. They've come back. They've gone beyond the river Styx and returned. Look, and now they're doing more damage. They're like a bit tough, a bit rough and ready. I don't want to fight these guys. I want to get back to town. You cheeky devils hanging around right outside. Be gone, you wretch. So we're back. Now do I save it with my funny... Yep, I'm saving it. I like these funny guys, these undead guys. So there's a little glimpse. Let's see if we can quickly make it. We'll run. We'll see if we can just make it one more screen across. We don't want to go in the mountains. Oh, yes. Now this was always fun. Look, now we're in unknown territory. I've never been this far from home, Frodo. So we're off. Oh, look at these little guys. So anyway, this was sort of my RPG that happened to be what came across my desk. Look at these guys, 17 damage. Oh, you trying to talk you up, fellas. Don't miss. So there's only really actually, I think there's only about 10 screens in the whole game. Look at these guys. Get out of here, you bears. And, you know, you'd cruise around trying to reveal the map. Certainly got a bit exciting when you couldn't even see the map and you were trying to hack your way through, you know, these forests and just, oh, how far is it to the ocean? And you're like probably getting in some more fights because you're off the beaten road. And trying to survive. And, you know, you'll get to... Oh, now, there's also these black knights that appear, which were quite scary. Let's go in here. Oh, now you want to give 0 to your dead guys. They're not much good to you. You don't want to give your experience to them. For some reason, it seems to still let you give it to them. I think you could get it back off them still. So let's... Oh, I'm hooked now. I can't stop. I'm trying to stop. I'm trying to leave it, you know. No, that's it. Ah... Yeah, there might be something where they come back, but they can't be trained or something. No one is wise enough to teach you. So do you sort of want to just leave them behind? I don't quite know what the point of that is. Oh, now, yeah, so I suppose you can go, you know, let's create some new guy. Bill, Fritz. We'll add them. So I probably shouldn't have saved over those guys, but hey, what do I care? Oh, what Alphazard's been given some money. Come on, buddy. So what we want to do is, what do you do again? I might just purge him, even though I think I just put some money on him. Idiot. Be gone. Alphazard the second. Alphazari. We'll add him. Oops, we went in the water. So some of them swim and some of them take damage. You don't really want to do that, you know what I'm saying? They do start with a bit of money. I wonder how many characters you can make and just pinch their starting gold and then like dump them back into the guild. We should rest. Oh, Alphazari's dead, is he? He bloody died. You idiot. Withdraw. We don't want to lose our 200 gold. I think I lost a bit of money with that other idiot before. Purge, get rid of him. Come on, mate. Let's try again, shall we? Hey? Someone a little bit tougher. Let's get some proper contenders happening. He's alright. Elfo Dumbo. He's not quite as flash as the other guys, but he's a bit more well-rounded. Come on, buddy. Let's go. It was kind of cool that you could make lots of characters and just sort of try them out. Ah, Black Knights. Here we go. So the scary Black Knights are kind of like the ring wraiths. And you can run, fight, or surrender. Now, if you fight, they're pretty scary. Look at these guys. Now, let's run away. Oh, shit. You know, you meet these guys, and it's good night. So, you know, that's not quite what you want, is it? So you'd rip your money off your poor dead guys. You'd probably actually reload it or something. But we'll get rid of them. It's a brutal, brutal world. Green Dragon Inn. So we shouldn't entirely be adventuring forth onto this screen yet, but not that these guys are too bad, although we're missing. Golly. Oh dear. Oh dear, see, so woo, it goes woo. Scary. Now often if you try to run and then you run again, you do often get away from them. Like it was scary but somewhat sort of forgiving. I don't really want to fight those guys, they're a bit tough too. So it was nice to be able to reveal some of the map. I could try fighting these guys if my guys were awake. Come on, guys. Put some effort in. Did we end up with a wizard? They might all be dead. And the guys actually age as well, so they get old. And even if you had them for a long time and they actually did last and they did level up and they did get a whole lot of spells, then they could get old and die. So, I don't know, I thought I quite like that in a way. Could be frustrating, but it had a sort of a bit of an epic element to it, which was cool. Now, do I still have these undead guys? So they're sort of no good to me, in a way. So there you have it. Phantasie.